you think is cool, as long as you commit to it. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. So I just want to first of all say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support and your kind words. I've gotten so many messages that have touched my heart. So please let me know down below what video led you to subscribe to my channel. For me, it's super interesting to kind of see what the community really enjoys. I said that I would do a Q&A for 25k. So to keep things inclusive, if a question is in French, I will be answering it in French with the subtitles in English down below. And if a question is in English, obviously English with subtitles in French. So let's go! The first question is from Pills for Julie, and it's, can you make a video about how to overcome fear of being different and how to be brave to wear what you want? Okay, the solution isn't really to stop caring about what other people think of you or how you dress. I think that the solution is really to pick a few things that matter more to you than what people think about you. And this is exactly why I think that high school and middle school, it's so difficult to kind of have confidence in what you're doing, because you haven't yet maybe found your life philosophy and those few things that matter more to you than what people think about you. So for me, my life philosophy when I'm getting dressed is it can't be bad if I'm having fun and experimenting with something. For me, art means more to me, you know, trying something new, having fun, telling a story. All that means a lot more to me than what people on the street will think about me. Also, and this is super important, whatever you think is cool as long as you commit to it. I think that like at least 95% of the population are just moving with the crowd. There's some things personally that I don't like, but as long as I see somebody that's committing to it and being like, this is what I like and I don't really care if you like it or not, that in and of itself is really cool. Okay, the next question is from Sharkio and c'est en français. Franchement, j'ai hésité à aller en école d'art parce qu'on m'a dit qu'il n'y avait rien à faire après. Mais maintenant, ça me donne trop envie. Tu penses que je pourrais faire quoi comme métier après? Pour répondre à ta question, oui, il y a plein de choses que tu peux faire. En fait, le problème serait plutôt de choisir. Alors, pour te donner quelques idées de qu'est-ce que tu peux faire plus tard. Directeur artistique, réalisateur, photographe, scénographe, artiste plasticien, assistant architecte, monteur, sculpteur, peintre, décoratrice de cinéma, écrivain, créatrice de mode, assistant galerie, vidéaste, performance artiste, chorégraphe, céramiste, accessoiriste, curateur, prof d'art. Ça, c'est juste quelques idées de métiers que tu peux faire. En fait, moi, par exemple, j'ai entré au Beaux-Arts parce que j'ai envie de faire plein de choses et j'ai pas forcément envie d'être à la compte de quelqu'un d'autre. Il existe aussi des écoles spécialisées, donc si par exemple tu as envie d'être céramiste, ou par exemple si tu as envie d'être tapissière, il y a des écoles d'art appliqué qui sont vraiment axées sur quelque chose de spécifique. Comme ça, plus tard, tu es plus ou moins sûr d'avoir une maîtrise dans ce domaine-là. Donc, je pense que, surtout en Beaux-Arts, c'est pas ce genre de choses où tu es sûr de ce que tu vas faire après. En fait, tu fais un peu ce que tu veux, quoi. Surtout, il faut être autonome et il faut être motivé. Si tu as envie de rentrer en école d'art pour après qui te dit tiens ton boulot, c'est pas comme en médecin ou quelque chose comme ça. En fait, c'est vraiment à toi de chasser tes propres rêves. V_SO_2, who/what are your inspirations for your art? And the same with your life. Who inspires you? Your latest video is so quirky and awesome. First of all, thank you so much. I would say poetry, film. I remember there was a time when I was feeling really lonely when I first moved to France, and I would only watch Woody Allen films all day long. Because there's something about his characters being so raw and real, especially in the old Woody Allen movies. I would just watch them and that would really inspire me to want to be vulnerable in my art. So the films from Michel Gondry have always really inspired me because they're just so like naive in a way. If you guys have seen my art on my Instagram, you see that I kind of like working in, you know, cheap material like cardboard, but I also like to mix it with like metal and things like that. So he definitely really inspired me, and also I find his films very poetic. I really like the artists Shannon Moulton, Ryan Tricarden. I've always really enjoyed enjoyed Yayoi Kusama as well. For style, I'm really inspired by old ladies who dress in like colorful, like gaudy stuff. Diana Vreeland. Like, I have weird style icons, I guess. Like, I love Fran Drescher from The Nanny. Like, she always had the coolest clothes. I also am really inspired by like 90s sitcoms. Like, I love how they dressed in Charmed. Andrea Roverell asks, is it too expensive to live in Paris, or is it sustainable at long term? For students and young people, I mean. Thanks, XX. It definitely is expensive to live in Paris. On this episode of House Hunters International, me, their realtor, will try and help them find something that is both in the city and in their budget.
What about this one? It's only 2,209,000 euros.
I think you guys could make it work. Depending on your financial situation, they will give you help to pay your rent every month. You just fill out this form online and they decide how much they will give you every month. I think that you'll find, like, for groceries, for example, I don't find it being too expensive because there's a lot of farmers markets and things like that. Since it is very, like, going outside friendly, like you can go to the park or just walking around is beautiful, or even going to museums that are very cheap. There's a lot of things that you can do that don't cost that much money. And also, I don't need a car, so I'm not paying for car insurance, so I think it's actually cheaper than when I was living in the US. Next question is from Lindsay, who says, en français, un excellent français pour une anglophone, surtout dans ta prononciation. Merci beaucoup, Lindsay. Je me demande, est-ce que the enthusiasm des Américains est vrai ou seulement cliché? Je pense que c'est vrai. Je pense que c'est quelque chose qu'on apprend quand on est très petit aux États-Unis, que c'est très important de toujours garder le sourire. C'est surtout au boulot. On te pousse vraiment de toujours être positive. En fait, en France, j'ai plutôt l'impression que l'employé et les clients, ils sont sur le même niveau. Il n'y a pas une qui est Dieu comme aux États-Unis. Si t'es les clients, t'es Dieu. Sue Tran says, hi, I wonder if the entry exam to get into French art school is difficult because I tend to worry before every exam. Can you describe your experience while getting the exam? For the exam, I wanted it so bad that I did this really silly performance where I dressed up as an alligator. So like when the jury walked in, well, let me explain. I'm sure you guys have already played that game when you're younger where the floor is lava and you only can walk on the furniture. Well, I made the jury do that while I was a pretend alligator on the ground going like this, and they had to make it all the way to this tent where I was projecting a video. And then I couldn't get out of my alligator costume, and so it was really awkward but funny at the same time, and I think they were just like, damn, this bitch really wants to get in. And I think that's why I got in. No, but my portfolio was really, I worked really hard on it, and I actually did a year of preparation. Maya Ludvigsen says, I just found your channel and I'm obsessed. Thank you. It's interesting because you seem a lot more expressive in French and more timid in English, but you were raised speaking English. Ha ha ha. I don't know if that's true, but I actually do have a theory on that. I think it's because when I was first learning French, I really, needed to use my hands to express myself. So I think it's just kind of become like a habit. It's like when I'm speaking French, I'm really like this. Whereas like in English, I'm more chill because I know I'm going to be understood, or hopefully I'll be understood. And then next she says, do you have any tips to get the accent and pronunciation in French without it sounding butchered? So what I used to do to try and get the pronunciation down is I would listen to songs in French, or I would watch movies and I would pause and I would repeat the sentence or the phrase until I got it perfectly. Cassidy Jones Whitehead says, hi, what are your favorite non-touristy spots / things to do in and around Paris? Also, would you have any tips for someone living in France that doesn't speak French? I think that even if it seems difficult, just keep trying, and I'm sure that you are, but it's just, you can easily make English speaking friends here because a lot of people come here and don't try and learn French. But I think it's really important to get out of that community. And then you asked me what are my favorite non-touristy things to do around Paris, and honestly just like very simple things like going to the park with like a baguette and like a bottle of wine with some friends and chilling out, or just walking around the city, taking photos. That's what's so good about living here, is I feel like it doesn't cost a lot of money to feel like you're rich. This question is, what is your favorite book or author? I think that you could have favorite books for certain times of your life. I think in high school my favorite books were like Franny and Zoe by Salinger. Or Lolita, I remember I really liking that book by Nabokov, and it was more about not really the story in itself, but more about the way he wrote sentences, and it was just very poetic and visceral. I really like everything from Michael Cunningham. What I really like about him as well is he's very specific. I really like to write in the margins of books, so I do have some of his lines written down that I liked. If there really are aliens, they will think I'm the lowest member of the house. I just thought that was really funny. Lune NLT a demandé en français combien d'élèves êtes-vous en tout et combien dans la section s'il y a un. Donc du coup on n'a pas vraiment de section. Je pense que c'est pour ça qu'il essaie de limiter vraiment le nombre des élèves. Comme ça, tu peux un peu bouger, entrer des différentes cours et tu peux vraiment mettre tes mains en tout. On est donné beaucoup de liberté. Par exemple, si moi j'ai envie de faire une vidéo en studio photo, ben je le réserve, le studio photo, et puis il me laisse là-dedans à faire mes trucs toute la journée. Donc c'est super libre et c'est ça que j'adore à propos de cette école parce que voilà l'âge que j'ai. C'était très important pour moi d'avoir une certaine autonomie. Tu es libre de choisir ce que tu veux faire, mais après il faut juste valider un certain nombre de crédits. Kit says, do you believe in astrology and what's your sign? Do you find yourself spiritual? Do you ever experience something that you couldn't explain? Love your videos, babe. Sorry for being so vague. I think that's a cool question. So I have a Pisces moon and Aquarius sign. And I would say that I'm not like checking my horoscope all the time, but I do think that there are some character traits. Like the Aquarius is supposed to be very independent and like really up here, but also the Pisces is very emotional and sensitive and creative. And also I think it is kind of true for like the people I'm supposed to get along with. Like every time I click with somebody, they tend to be like Aries or Sagittarius or Gemini. I don't get along with Gemini or Libras really well. And so yeah, I don't look at it for like my monthly forecast, but I think it's interesting. I believe in energies, and I believe that whatever energy you're letting out is the only energy that can be met back with you. So even in my lowest moments, I always try to keep a positive attitude and say like, this is going to work out. Not I hope it works out, or I'm going to have this, or this is my dream, it's going to happen, it's just a matter of when. That doesn't mean like not preparing on your side. It doesn't mean just being like, I hope it works out, universe. It's I believe this is gonna happen, but I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that happens as well. And there's a quote that goes, pray to catch the bus and then start running. And I think that it's so true. And I'm also really into self-help books. Like I have to show you guys my self-help collection. So my sister gave me this one. It's You Are a Badass, the 40-Hour Workweek classic. Then we have Mastery, Keys to Success and Long-Term Fulfillment. The Obstacle is the Way, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I've always been a very spiritual person. I've always gone to church and I believe in God. So I think it's really important to have that center in your life. Hu Lao says, your videos are love and really inspiring. Did you have anything other than art you wanted to study? If so, how did you manage to decide for art? I actually have changed my major like people change their socks. I started out in theater because I have done community theater since I was younger and I really liked it. And I had fun doing the plays, but it was more about like the community experience. Like I loved the decor and everything. And then I started getting into writing poetry and having my poetry published, and I founded a poetry magazine called Peaches Magazine, where I was the curator of the magazine. But as much as I love creative writing, like every time I was at school in the US and Florida, I would go to my car on my lunch break and I would just like paint and draw for hours. And since I had already done extensive studies in English and theater, I was like, why not I know those things already, and even though I won't have a diploma in them, they will help me in my contemporary art practice. So I decided to go with art because it can be all those things. I definitely made the right decision, especially the school that I'm at now, where it's so multidisciplinary. So I just think that you shouldn't have to limit yourself. I've been in school for a long time now and I have no regrets. I've changed my mind, I started over, and I've gotten to really explore who I am because of that. So yeah, that concludes this Q&A. Thank you for sticking with me because I know it was pretty long. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything or if you have any further questions. Maybe I'll do a part 2 if there's enough of a demand for it. And let me know also down below what videos you enjoy watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!